Okay.
Dahlia Welch.
Wanda Hernandez. Rita Coker.
Jenny Schaefer, and I will be recording.
Okay. So, like I said, this is my last one I have to do. So this one is a little different. This one is about a specific person that created an invention that is your favorite invention or that inspired you for other things. So while it's kind of a basic one and not very unique, I picked Alexander Graham Bell because I think that the telephone has inspired us and has started so many different things for us and created so many different ways of communication and ways for advancements in communication. So a few little quick facts about him. This is off of biography.com. He was born March 3rd, 1847 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He was homeschooled, and a fun little fact is he was only formally educated in a private school for 1 year and went to a high school for 2 years. He was relatively a mediocre student, so he wasn't above average on anything. The only thing that was kind of different about him was that he was really good at problem solving, and he looked at things in a different way. Much of his knowledge comes from assisting and experimenting with his father's line of work, which was looking into deaf, audio, visual, all the different senses. His mother was actually almost completely deaf, so his father did a lot of research and experiments on finding ways to help her with her disability. He worked with Thomas Watson on his design and patent for the first practical telephone, and he died August 22nd, 1922 in Canada. So then a little more information about the actual telephone, his invention. His hometown of Edinburgh was known as the Athens of the North, which greatly influenced his knowledge and interests. So there's a huge influx of arts and science where he grew up, so that played a big part in his knowledge on things. Like I said, his mother was deaf, which provoked his father's studies. He initially began studying the human voice, which was not favorable at the time because he was supposed to follow in his father's footsteps, do exactly what he did, carry on the family business. And so he veered away a little bit from the hearing side of it and went more into the voice side of it. In 1873, while he was trying to perfect the harmonic telegraph, he sparked an interest in transmitting the human voice over wires. According to Britannica, this was a kind of a ruffle of feathers because Thomas Watson was there specifically to make sure he stayed on his path and didn't stray from the harmonic telegraph. And so once Watson kind of saw how big of a deal it was with this telephone, how great of an idea it was, he kind of got on board and got everyone else on board. And so Graham Bell was thought as the idea man, and Watson was thought as the one who had the expertise and the power to put it into action and make it a reality. And so a little bit of why I think he's an inspiration, and a few more little facts from history.com. He didn't follow in his family's footsteps, so he was thought up and brought up to do what his family did and follow and do exactly like his father's line of work, like a lot of people at that time did. They had a family business. Both of his brothers died from tuberculosis, so he was the only child. And so he was supposed to carry on that business, and he strayed away. He also broke off from what he was initially told to do. He signed his contract to do the harmonic thing and then switched over to the telephone wires, which kind of was a deal breaker at the time, but turned out to obviously be a really good thing. And then there were many, many lawsuits and people that fought trying to say that they created the telephone first, and some of them reached the Supreme Court, however none of them were actually won. And so I think that just him fighting for it and fighting for what he believes in and not giving up, pushing to where it is now, obviously became a huge ordeal and something we use every day. So that is that.
Very good.